Hi, I'm Rocca Cruz, and welcome to a new series of Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. For the next 6 weeks, we'll journey together through questions of identity and faith, inspired by Kitchie Nadal's Love Letter album. If you ever wondered who you really are beyond titles, beyond labels, and beyond what people expect of you, this series is for you. Have you ever written a letter you've never sent? One that stayed hidden because it felt too personal or too honest? This podcast is a version of that letter, and it begins with an album that deeply shaped me, Love Letter by Kitchie Nadal. I had the privilege of working with Kitchie when this album was released in 2008. I saw firsthand how much thought went into it, from the music to the packaging itself. It came in a recycled paper envelope with handwritten lyrics, doodles, and Polaroid-style photos. It felt like opening someone's diary. It was personal, handcrafted, and full of quiet meaning. But let me be clear, what you'll hear in this series is my take on the album, my reflections, not Kitchie's own explanation of her songs. These tracks spoke to me in a way that connected with my faith and my journey. And I believe they can speak to you too. You know what critics said about this album when Love Letter came out? Reviews called it a stunning masterpiece of contemporary Philippine music. It was raw in emotion, yet beautifully intentional in its craft. Some loved how openly it talked about faith and Jesus. Others found it challenging because it didn't hold back. That tension is what makes this album powerful. It invites you to wrestle with your own questions about identity, surrender, and purpose. This 6-part series is called Who Am I Really? Follows the same honest path. Each episode draws from a different song in the album to explore themes like living without titles and labels, finding purpose in ordinary days, facing the fear of being real, building courage to stay consistent, and finally, embracing the shift into who you were created to be. I'm not here to give perfect answers. I'm here to walk with you as we listen, reflect, and let God meet us in the questions. So while we're listening to this, in every podcast we always have a journal. And I always ask you to be open. Openness and a journal is the 2 things you need while listening to this series. You don't have to have it all figured out, just come as you are. And if you can, listen to the Love Letter album as we go through this series. You can check it out on Apple Music and in Spotify. Let it be the soundtrack of your own reflection. So before I begin, take a deep breath. Imagine holding a letter written by God to you. What would it say? Now imagine writing him back. What would you say? Now that's what this podcast is about. A back and forth conversation between you and God, between your old self and the person you're becoming. If this resonates with you, follow, rate, and share this podcast. Post it on your stories, send it to a friend who needs encouragement. Every share helps this message reach someone quietly, asking the same questions as you are. Welcome to Who Am I Really? A journey of discovering who you are and whose you are.